Hello, and a big welcome to all of you out there who is listening and seeing this podcast. Today we have a person from Canada, Erin Fletcher. A big welcome to you. It's
Thank
nice
you.
to have you here. And you are doing a lot of really special stuff. So please tell us about what you are having.
Our program is called Horses Heal, and I work with two other colleagues. We work specifically with people who have trauma, and also we work with therapists. Our program has three elements. The first element is with Serena Worm, who's a Nahayawin or Cree woman who lives in the area around me, and she does painting. She starts the process with um, showing people in the Indigenous symbols that would go on horses. Um, they have a representation of a horse, which is a wooden cutout, and they paint the symbols and however they want to decorate the horse. And then she moves to teaching using the important symbols and animals in Indigenous culture. Nihayuan culture, Cree is different from the other cultures. We live in Treaty 4, which is just north and surrounds Regina, Saskatchewan. And so for one example of a symbol is we start with the feather, and the feather represents the human life cycle. And however you paint it, she teaches how to paint it as you might want to try. The bottom of the feather, the fluff of the feather represents infancy, all the way up to when we become elders. And any gaps in the feathers represent difficult changes in our lives.
Mhm.
And then she proceeds to, we teach, she teaches, sorry, my niece is here. She teaches the various animals and what they represent in Nihayuan culture. For example, it could be the turtle, which has on top of its shell the seven grandfather or grandmother teachings. And we go from there. And then the second stage, that provides a lot of grounding and brings people together. The maximum number of people is usually about 12. And children are welcome free. And then that's the morning. In the afternoon, we start with body work. And Janet Jasper is a professional body worker, works in Reiki and other disciplines. And we teach people how to ground themselves in their body because trauma takes that. When you when you're living with trauma, you're constantly in crisis. And both people and therapists need to be able to ground themselves. So we do body work on ourselves, and then we do it on the horses. So that people actually get to see that it works and that there's an exchange of energy between the horse and the person. I don't know if you've heard of heart math, the research that heart math has done, that
Mhm.
the energy field radiated by the horse is 7 feet around us, and we can become part of that energy field and experience that healing. So we do the Reiki on the horses, and we also do the basics of the Masterson method. You might have heard of him. Um, and then people can either decorate the horses with paint, ribbons, feathers, and or if they want to get on a horse, we use bareback pads only, no bridles. As I'm the horse practitioner, I'm the person that makes sure people's safe. And people can get on and practice the body grounding exercises that they've learned on the horse. And the horse gives immediate feedback again. And then we have a debrief after that. We always smudge before we start anything with sweetgrass. Um, a lot of our clients are Indigenous, but as I said, anybody's welcome that's experienced trauma or works in trauma support.
Wow. So you have these horses and they rely on you. You don't have bridle, you said. You just sit on them.
Mm-hmm. There's someone's. I'm and my assistant are holding the horses. There's no one's free to just wander around.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a halter on it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking if it's people with trauma, maybe they will give it to the horse or something, so it will be worried and walk away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one horse that he's a bit like that sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
the process of having gone through the painting, and then the body work on our feet before touching the horses, and then touching the horses, and then getting on, it's the grounding really, it's very effective. I have a big Clydesdale horse, and he's the best for that. He reflects back to people that they're actually becoming grounded. I got into this because people were coming to me, especially parents with kids who have, I'm also a special ed teacher, retired, with children who had challenges and who had trauma, and they were coming for riding lessons. And that was a challenge for me to see if I can get more learning and training. So I'm just finishing up my equine facilitated wellness course. That's a nationally recognized program here in Canada and actually in Scotland now.
Wow. So yeah, it's great to help children and yeah, everybody who has a trauma. And horses are healing. They are fantastic. Just to be with the horse and feel it and smell it, it's therapeutic.
Indigenous
Yeah.
people have especially on the plains here, because I'm on the plains, have a very strong connection with horses.
Mm.
Um, that the horse has been here for over 14 million years. Most people don't know that. They think they came with the Spanish. Sure, Spanish brought them, but actually the Andalusians or Iberian horses mixed with the indigenous horses here. And there were 52 different types of horses in North and South America.
Okay.
And there are records showing horses here 32,000 years ago, 18,000 years ago. And especially in this area, they found the remnants of bones. They were eaten as well as became companions. And indigenous people have ceremonies specifically for honoring the horse. And what I've noticed is that these folks have extreme respect for the horses and really want to connect with them and develop their own programs. Of course, funding is always an issue for First Nations or anyone working in alternative healing. So we provide that.
That's great. How many horses do you have there?
I have 7, and all of them were doing uh, another colleague and myself are doing um, we're going to do a small group family program because she's a professional therapist. I am not. And I've got 2 rescue horses that are going to be doing that.
Okay.
So everybody's busy.
So the rescue horses, are they also in the program or you are teaching them to be in the program?
Um, these horses have been with me a while. So their trauma, they have been able to move along past their trauma through handling and we approach it pretty slowly because the clients also need to move slowly. So yeah, they were, one was a Arabian stallion that was extremely abused, and he's just come around so amazingly. He's a total sweetheart. And I use a lot most of my horses are Arabians.
Okay.
And the other one is a Arabian that was in some sort of accident, can't be ridden. And then my other horses are, I have a quarter horse, I have a Clydesdale, and two more Arabians. Oh, my cat just bit me. Ow.
Okay.
Stop. Oh,
He also wants therapy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's so.
So, yeah, get everybody a chance to ride, or is it mostly from ground you teach them?
Everybody gets a chance to sit on a horse, do breathing exercises, and be led around. Most of the adults that bring their children, they want their children to experience that.
Mm.
And the adults, I am a group of men and children, and they really felt, I think it was empowering for them to have their kid lead their kids around on a
Mm.
horse and have that bond working with the horse. I have a one little story that I could share. There was one child, she was probably early teens. She was very, very shy and not really she was participating, but she wasn't talking or looking at you in the eye or at all or engaging with anybody really except her father. And my pony mare got loose for me. She's a character.
Mm.
She's an Arabian pony mare. And she went straight to that kid and nudged her, nudged her, nudged her, nudged her. Said, come on, participate. And that young lady just giggled. And that broke the ice.
Yeah.
It was just lovely to see.
Yeah. Animals are fantastic in that way.
Mm-hmm. So
So,
you're a coach, are you?
yes, yes, I'm a coach. I had horses for all my life. So,
And
yeah,
what do you teach?
I help people who are afraid of riding back on the horse again. And that is mostly people who have been riding most of their life, but they've been anxious and somehow maybe fallen off the horse or an accident or just getting older or get kids or something like that. So
Oh, that's
that is,
wonderful.
mm, yeah. So yeah, you
What kind of
have.
horses do you have? Hungarian half? We had many Hungarian horses recently imported from Hungary into
Hmm.
BC. And when I in the 70s, we had with the fall of communism, we had lots of horses brought over, but there was a huge neglect case.
Hmm.
Cousin was involved trying to prosecute some people who starved like 70 of them. Do you
Wow.
have I've seen the Hungarian horses. I love them. They're gorgeous.
Yeah, but I'm not an Hungarian. I'm Swedish. So my horses is a Swedish breed. But
Oh, okay.
yeah, I have one Hungarian horse. But they are really horse people here in Hungarian. They love their horses usually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that is. So you are doing this every day, or
I'm
yeah?
getting older, so we do workshops twice a month, and then I teach riding lessons, and do a bit of therapy with a few children who have challenges one on one. But I got to cut back. It's been I'm getting older. It's tough sometimes.
Mm. Do you had horses all your life as well?
I wish.
Okay.
My grandfather was a master of the Hunt Club in Ontario, but I didn't know. I wasn't born during that time. Um, it's in my blood. Uh, I had my first horse when I had my first job.
Okay.
I was 28. I
Mm.
took riding lessons. I was very fortunate to take riding lessons with some really good people. My first instructor was Colonel Graffi, and he rode with Podolsky in Austria, and he was a refugee in Canada from World War II and communist takeover. And then I rode with Christopher Todd, who all trained with the head instructor of the Spanish riding school as well. These guys were really considered, they weren't taken seriously here in Canada, which is too bad. So they really had a hard life, but trying to make a living. But I rode with them, and it was a real eye-opener. And I've tried to follow what they taught me. And now I've trained with various other coaches, but no one of their caliber. I found Lucy Klassen in the Netherlands, and now I go and train with her for a week. And I really recommend you interview her. She has an online course called True Connection, and she rides bitless and with a bareback pad, and works to advanced level. And she's lovely. Her horses are Iberian horses. They're impeccably trained, and it's just a lovely experience to train without tension. She just released a book too, so I recommend people reading it, called Wired for Connection with the number. I'm sure she'd be happy to talk to you.
Yeah, I will contact her. It's always good with a good podcast. So yeah, do you have anything more to tell us about your therapy riding?
I just welcome people. Sometimes I get international visitors to come and experience it. National visitors who want to see the prairie and ride on it, and they're welcome to do that and come and visit the program. My cat's attacking me. So, yeah.
So do you have a space if they come from overseas to live there and everything?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's great.
Yep. They're welcome to come stay. Absolutely.
That's nice.
And they can contact me through Facebook. Any other way, the internet, we're in between two towers, so email doesn't generally work. So Facebook is the best.
Okay. Yeah. As we were talking about, the technique is good when it works. So
I thank you for this opportunity, Anne, and I wish you well in your work too.
Thank you so much. And thank you for coming here today and tell us about this. It's interesting with the painting, I think, on the horses, because you have seen in Western movies the horses have these symbols on them, and now we know a little about it. So that's fantastic.
Did you get some of the pictures I sent?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much for coming here today. And thank you to all of you out there who have been listening. And please subscribe to the channel so we can move on in the world and continue with new people every week. Thank you so much and have a nice day.
Take care. Bye-bye.